the ball right to the very end. We may get the kickoff, but we're going to get a lot of
we get the
pieces.
kickoff.
And your captain not a rookie of the year team, right? Right. See you later.
What was that note? How many rushing TDs?
Hey, John.
6?
We all set, buddy?
6 rushing TDs? Poor Joe, he's so nervous every time he gets tapped, he ducks. Wow. Rushing TDs was 6, right? SC's allowed 6?
Only allowed 6.
Hello, Pam Combe. 1, 2, 1. Check on the referee's mic. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, Pam Combe. This is a check on the referee's mic. 1, 2, 1, 2. Sounds better now.
Our Roman bread.
Listening. Damn, a referee, he's holding up the clock even when there's no timeout. Run it once.
Okay. All right, we see it. We're ready.
Okay, for USC, Cox is the center, Halleck and Briegel at guard, Rutgers and Fitzpatrick at tackle. It's a big line. Norman and I'll let you know. I see. Okay, now I'll do it this way.
Two tight ends.
2 tight ends. Okay, wait. They'll go back. You can't now.
You've actually got an extra player there. You got.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so that's what threw me off. Outside receivers are Norman, who's got a pass 22 consecutive, and Timmy Ware, the speed. Cormier and Boyer, 2 tight ends. We'll see them both during the course of the day. Quarterback is Tim Green. Leading rushers Freddie Crutcher, and Kennedy Pola is the fullback blocking back. Okay. Defense for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Giuliani on the nose with Crecelius and Morrow at tackle. Hummerow and Lee on the outside. The inside backers are Spielman and Johnson. Pepper Johnson leading the team in tackles. A very young secondary with 2 freshmen at cornerback, White and Rogan, Gordon and Hill at safety.
All right, then we come back and I say that the 2 people who probably have the greatest pressure on them on the field today, Timmy Green, young quarterback for SC, And Timmy can be good, but has made a lot of mistakes during the year.
Right. There
Yeah, that's fine. Green, and then on the other side, number 11 came in for one of the players who was left at home by Earl Bruce, Steve Hill. They say the number 11 is lucky. Well, there are 2 11s. Today will probably be unlucky for one of them.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm waiting.
We don't see.
Yeah, okay, here we are. Loudermilk, who was injured, broke a leg back at the end of the season at center. Zielinski and Lachey at guard. Kirowitz and Maggs, the tackles. A big line and a very active one for the Buckeyes. Lanise, all Big Ten, at one wide out with the freshman Chris Carter and Ed Tiger, the starting tight end. Mike Tomczak, the quarterback for the Buckeyes, the top runner in all of college football, Keith Byers, with Gary, is it Gary or Brian Walker? Barry Walker.
Barry Walker. Yeah.
All right, defensively, as you look at Ryan Knight, the freshman for Southern California. Touchdown, Miami. Colorado will be the nose tackle with Luft and Moore with him on the front line. Del Rio and Beckett both made All-America teams at outside linebacker. Biggers and Hope, the leading tackler, on the inside. Jackson and Haynes, the cornerbacks, with Tyler and perhaps the best of the deep four, Tim McDonald at safety.
Larry, can you switch Luft and Moore? How big a job? Okay, let's leave him there. Okay, that's fine. That's all right. That is my fault. No, that's the way. Well, that's the way they had them listed. They've switched them. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right.
37-36 Miami.
Miami up by 1 now. 3 minutes left.
3 minutes.
UCLA smart.
Colorado, Loudermilk.
Of course, this what could happen here is if they don't make a first down.
Keith Byers, great running back Keith Byers, linebackers, Ohio State. Well, if indeed this battle is going to be won in the trenches, we're going to see a great battle between Kirk Loudermilk Tony Colorado.
What is it, Francesca?
And you just in helping our thinking, is there anything you definitely have eliminated?
Is there
Is anything definitely eliminated?
What do we know and what do we not know at this point?
I'll do it. No. Right. Okay, right. I got you. I hear you. Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
no way we get all that in.
Okay.
I think you ought to just, well.
I got another player down. Look at this. They got the game stopped
geez.
again.
Oh, God. Unbelievable. The pictures and everything look great. I bet Harry Coyle will win another damn Emmy for this one. This is going to be great. The famed Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, bathed in 75-degree sunshine. The Big Ten champion Ohio State Buckeyes meet the champions of the Pacific 10, the University of Southern California Trojans. Hello, everyone, and happy and healthy New Year to everybody.
Zach, a great New Year to all those who've tuned in to watch this Rose Bowl, and it's good to be here.
Of course, for the winner, it will be a happy New Year. As you know, they played 38 times, the Big Ten and Pac-10. They're dead even 19 each. And in this, the most common rivalry, Ohio State's won 3, University of Southern California with 3 wins, and the Buckeyes come with a big line and a great runner.
And both intend to break that tie today, but Keith Byers is the best running back in the country. And he's running behind one of the biggest offensive lines in all of football. They are huge, 6'5", averaging 269, and they make room for their hero, number 41, Keith Byers.
So he's the story. He led the nation in rushing and in scoring, and the 41 significant. He's 41 yards away from being the all-time Big Ten rusher, breaking Archie Griffin's mark, and he can catch the ball, too.
He is an excellent pass receiver as well as a runner. Now, if you're going to counter a great running back, what you need in your defense is great linebacking. Now, it's a challenge, that big offensive line and Byers against the front 7 for the USC Trojans. And there they are. Among that group, 2 All-American linebackers, 52, Jack Del Rio, and number 80, Dwayne Bickett.
And you can bet that SC defense has had tacked up on the wall a wanted sign. If they're to win this Rose Bowl today, they have to stop that man, Keith Byers.
Interesting, too, that SC has always been keyed by the great running backs. Now it's Byers, but they have a 1,000-yard rusher of their own, Freddie Crutcher, and they're going to need a great performance from him today.
Crutcher, who doesn't have the statistics of Keith Byers, but he's a man who can get it into the end zone, and that's the way SC has scored. They have only 4 touchdown passes. They need to establish the running game. So we're set to 1,000-yard rushers, Byers and Crutcher. Ohio State against USC. They'll break that deadlock this afternoon on a... Okay, now I'd go. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was very smooth.
Yeah, all right.
If we can get that in, that'd be great. If we can get that much in, that'd be great. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Already. Great game. 2:13 left, and they're moving. They're moving in lead. Pretty good field goal.
this is the near side parade checking in.
Here in Pasadena, the famed Tournament of Roses was born before the turn of this century. And with time, the New Year celebration grew to include the game of football. In 1927, NBC became part of that tradition, presenting the very first radio broadcast, Coast to Coast. The announcer, Graham McNamee.
Now the National Broadcasting Company and associated radio stations ask you to just listen to the band for a few moments, because particularly this is the first time band music has been transmitted from the Pacific Coast to the Atlantic Coast.
In 1952, another landmark. The Rose Bowl was the occasion for NBC's first ever nationwide television broadcast. Black and white, Illinois defeated Stanford. 1962, another milestone.
The following NBC sports program is brought to you in living color.
NBC's first national telecast in color featured Minnesota's victory over UCLA. And now in the mid-'80s, images, memories of this classic are vivid and varied. Colors and emotions from this New Year's drama to be long remembered. Today, Ohio State and USC renew their storied rivalry. It's the 71st Rose Bowl game. Yes. Hello. Yes, I hear you. Right. All right. Right. All right. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. Fine. All right?
Fine.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right. Then I'll pick it up with the enthusiasm. Okay. Right.
Give me a pen. Yeah, the black is fine. I think it's 8. No, it's the 8th in the country. Against the defense against the rush, right?
On the point toss, this is the point we're going to flip. You're going to flip it and let it hit the ground, right? Okay? This would be, that's tails, that's heads. Rose is heads, and I'll talk to the captains, I'll introduce you to the captains, and then we'll toss the point toss and flip it up and off the stuff. All right? Good. Now, when the man gets off the field, you're probably going to want to get out there a little ways because the players will be coming out. We don't watch out for doing the right.
Okay.
He's got to kickstart that radio.
Okay. Okay.
Now let's try to use it in a spot some.
Hey, so I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm not breathing.
I died. What's that
I'm
all
dead.
Lamar didn't die, did he?
Yeah, I died.
You're having again another free trip, eh? Free trip, free tickets. Can't beat it. Now they call time. Hey, Jack, will you write down the finals of the first two games for me on the card? So you're saying there'll be no commercial? We'll have to get from here over to our headset? Okay.
I'll stay on that.
Oh, great. Okay, good. Are you going to still try to do the Lee Iacocca and the Queen or not? Oh.
Yeah, okay.
What's your thing with a boom?
No, buyers thing. Buyers. He means offensive line buyers.
Okay, all right. Okay. Oh, afterwards. Okay.
Okay,
all
good.
right. You hang on to this. Will be for the when I get over there, Granny. Yeah, that's when after the coin toss we're going to do that. Okay, all right. Well, we'll start talking about the coaches. Well, I got the Queen. No. I've got to do that here then. I need that card then. And then when we go to the first shot of the coach, I'll. Today in Pasadena, California, the Big Ten champion Ohio State Buckeyes meet the champions of the Pacific 10, the Trojans of USC. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg with Merlin Olsen, and a happy and healthy new year to everybody across the country and around the world.
There's no question it is going to be a great year, Dick, and we're glad that everyone out there is sharing this first day of it with us.
This is the rubber match in this series. It goes back 38 years. The Pac-10's won 19 times, the Big Ten 19 times. This is the most common rivalry. USC and Ohio State, they've each won 3 times. And to break the deadlock, well, the Buckeyes bring some beef.
Boy, they bring some big horses up front. They're going to ride the backs of a big offensive line today. Jim Lachey, All-American, among them, and they will be making room for the best back in the country. And there he is stepping forward now, Keith Byers, and believe me, he'll open your eyes if you haven't seen him play.
Keith Byers at 41 is significant. He's 41 yards away from a Big Ten rushing record to break Archie Griffin's mark, and he can catch the ball as well.
A great receiver as well as a runner.
So Keith Byers, he's the headline performer. He led the nation in rushing, and he led the nation in scoring. Number 41 of Ohio State. And the USC Trojans, they have some All-Americans on defense.
Well, they certainly do. You match up when you put great linebacking against the running game. SC's front seven is tough at the point of attack. They match up with two All-American linebackers, Dwayne Bickett, number 80, and number 52, Jack Del Rio. We'll keep our eyes on them as they try and stop Byers.
Well, they've had their eyes on Keith Byers for the last couple of weeks. That's been in the locker room. Wanted to win the Rose Bowl. They'll have to stop Byers, and very few in the Big Ten this year were successful at doing that. And, of course, SC counters with a 1,000-yard rusher of their own.
They have Freddie Crutcher, and they've been famous for the running game for years. They're going to try and get their people on the field and do some damage with their offense.
Crutcher, number 49, he doesn't have the speed nor the size of previous USC tailbacks, but he knows how to get into the end zone. Crutcher for USC, and Byers, the great runner for Ohio State. And of course, the pageantry and color of this magnificent day prior to kickoff, already the Grand Marshal and the Queen of this pageant have made their parade around the Rose Bowl, something that you remember fondly.
I remember it well. An exciting moment for me, Dick.
And the Ohio State coach, Earl Bruce, he's back with the Buckeyes.
Earl Bruce done an outstanding job. 6 seasons. He's brought 6 teams to the Rose Bowl. 2 of those trips here to Pasadena, and he's thrilled to have an opportunity to even his score in the Rose Bowl at 1-1.
And on the other sidelines, Ted Tollner, the University of Southern California, has advanced his contract by another year through 1986. He's taken a losing team that was on probation a year ago to the Rose Bowl this year with an 8-3 mark. Well, the marshal of this year's parade, Lee Iacocca, the 60-year-old chairman and chief executive officer of Chrysler Corporation, and James Boyle on the right, the president of this tournament in 1985. And just behind them, the Queen, 20-year-old Christina K. Smith, a sophomore at Pasadena City College. That shot taken just a few moments ago prior to this kickoff, and they're lined up now as the University of Southern California will kick it to the Scarlet and Gray of Ohio State, the Buckeyes in white, and the man who will return the kickoff is the All-American Byers, number 41. You just saw a scoring fest in Arizona, the Fiesta Bowl won by UCLA 39-37, and it was Byers in that game last year that returned to kickoff for a touchdown. What a day in Southern California, here in the Arroyo Seco, Pasadena, with the San Gabriel Mountains offering their fantastic backdrop. The conditions could not be more perfect.
Dick, that football field is absolutely as pretty as any you would ever see. And for those of you who are wondering, no, that is not a painted green. That is green grass, and it's growing. It's a fast track. And both of these teams, we talked a great deal about the running game. The passing game may be equally important. We'll get into that as we get into this ball game, but there's weakness on both sides for these teams in the secondary.
Steve Jordan will kick it off for the Southern California Trojans. Byers, number 41, is deep, along with John Woolridge, 25, the other tailback, and it will go into the end zone for the touchback. So they keep it away from Byers to start the game. Now here comes Mike Tomczak and the Buckeye offense. In front of him will be a huge offensive line that features 3 all Big Ten performers. Loudermick, the center, Lachey, the guard, and Kurowitz, the tackle, all Big Ten. Zielinski and Maggs complete the front 5. Mike Lanise, all Big Ten wide receiver, the freshman Chris Carter, and the tight ends Ed Taggart. With Tomczak, the quarterback, Byers, and Barry Walker behind him. First down from the 20. Tomczak to throw on first down, and plenty of time over the middle. 36, the freshman Chris Carter from Middletown, Ohio. Well, Merlin, you hinted that that's the soft spot. Both teams have a lot of youth and inexperience on pass defense, and Tomczak takes advantage.
Tomczak looked at his tight end all the way back across the field, could not get him open, and looked downfield then to Chris Carter. Carter getting a lot of room, and SC's defensive backs give you extra room in there.
And Tomczak to throw again. To this side to Byers. And the big running back, look how tough he is to bring down. They still don't have him down, and have the USC defense there to finally get him stopped at the 45-yard line for a gain of 9 or 10. Let's check the Cardinal and gold defense of USC, featuring 2 All-American linebackers. Up front, it'll be Luft, Colorado, and Moore. Del Rio, 52 and All-American, and Bickett, the other outside linebacker, number 80 All-Americans. But Hope in the middle leads the team in tackles. Bigger's the other inside man. Jackson and Haynes at the corners, and Tyler and McDonald at safety. McDonald considered the best of the 4 deep backs. Second and short, Buckeyes at their 45. Byers first carry, and he has a huge hole. 45-40, he could go all the way. Keith Byers knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Exactly what they did not want to have happen. SC's defensive coach wanted to make Ohio State work their way down the field a little piece at a time. Instead, Byers pops through on a power play off the right tackle and explodes into the secondary. And you see him, he's been called a tank with speed, and you see it right there. Looking from ground level, you see that huge hole opened up. Karowitz coming in from the outside, doing a great job of blocking.
Tim McDonald saved the touchdown. This is Walker, the fullback, and he's to the 2-yard line. Down at the bottom of the pile as they dig free Sam Ano, 56, and Neil Hope, 54. Second and goal for the Buckeyes, trying to get on the board quickly. We played just a minute and a half of this 71st Rose Bowl game.
We've already seen some of their explosive weapons. Byers, that we talked a great deal about. We've seen Chris Carter, and we saw Tomczak throw the ball. So it's off and running.
They go with the 2 tight ends. Walker and Byers in the eye. Oops! Missing the count was the right tackle, Karowitz. Number 73, senior from Toledo, Ohio.
Both of these teams are so pumped up about being in this game that you're going to see some mistakes. You're going to see some errors, and that's a costly one. Down inside the 5, that's a costly one.
Dead ball, illegal procedure on the offense, still second down.
I'm sure what they were doing is going on the first count, and quite possibly there was a signal barked on the SC side. Defenses do that quite often. It sure got Karowitz offsides and cost him 5 yards there.
That's a lot of momentum, too. 282 pounds of right tackle. It's second and goal. Byers blasting inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. A good defensive charge by the Trojans, spearheaded by Ano, 56, and 52 Del Rio.
We've talked about strength on strength. The nation's #1 rusher, Keith Byers, he's going against a defense that probably defended against the run better than anything they did during this past year. They're number 8 in the country against rushing defense. Only one man with 100 yards against them during the year.
That was Gaston Green, and you folks just saw what he can do, the UCLA freshman, as he tore apart the Miami defense in the Fiesta Bowl. Well, Tomczak wants to be sure. He'll chat with Earl Bruce. When we return, it'll be the Buckeyes at the SC 4-yard line. 12:17 left in the quarter.
Okay, Tomczak.
You could see on Byers' cut there that his ankles is healthy.
He's really healthy.
Yeah,
He couldn't do that
in
before.
early. Yeah. He was hurt the last 3 games. Yeah,
Everything's fine.
Okay. Okay, tuck it away. All right. Well,
We got on there.
we got on. We got the kickoff. Larry, did we get the kickoff? Was that all right? Well, okay.
Yeah, I thought that we got the job done. Well, it's going to be a pass, I think. He's going to take the Byers and throw it. Watch Lanise, number 1. He's in there. Is Lanise in there? Is Lanise in there? Is Lanise
Larry?
Who's he going to short yardage? Lenise and...
Phil will get it for you.
So it's got Carter in there. After my glasses, I threw them. Who's he got in there, wide receiver? Will he go with a tight end here? What does he do if he rolls here normally? That's the story, at least the preface of this Rose Bowl game, the strength of the Buckeye running game against the defense that is so difficult against the run for SC. And here's the challenge, 3rd and goal at the 4. Byers and Walker behind Tomczak, 2 tight ends, and that's Carter in motion. He wants to throw. He's in trouble. And it's incomplete. So the Trojans have held and forced the field goal attempt. Moore was the man who pressured Tomczak, and Jackson had coverage on the intended receiver.
Ed Taggart, the man that Tomczak wanted to go to in this situation, running the play-action pass. The threat of the run, dropping back then to throw the pass, but no one open. You might note that Tomczak is healthy now. That leg broken in last spring practice, and in fact in the final game in spring practice, has hindered him throughout the year, but he is healthy now. We'll see him running today.
Rich Spangler, 20-yard field goal, and he kicks him straight away, and that one's good. Officially 21 yards, but Ted Tollner, the coach of the Trojans, applauds the defense after a 50-yard run by Byers, and 1st and goal for the Buckeyes. They have to settle for 3.
Okay, we've got to do that intros and setup before we worry about anything else, so let's just go ahead with that. Larry, talk to me for a second, will you?
Then the billboard.
Okay, we're going to do now what again?
After the commercial, 15-second updates in 6A, then they'll do the billboards, then us.
So we're going to take a timeout right after the kickoff. That's what he said. Yeah. Okay. All right. We hear you. We hear you.
Rose Bowl is brought to you by Hilton. When American business hits the road, American business stops at Hilton, America's business address. By your Toyota dealer and the all-new Corolla GTS with its scorching Sweet 16 valve engine. By exceptionally smooth Michelob. Where you're going, it's Michelob. And by the John Hancock Companies. John Hancock, we can help you here and now, not just hereafter.
12 minutes remaining in the first quarter. The Buckeyes on a short field goal by Rich Spangler have taken a 3-0 lead, and now SC to receive the ball for the first time. High end over end by Spangler, and that's going to be too deep for Albert Watts. He takes the touchback at the 20. By the way, the 50-yard run by Byers, certainly not a Rose Bowl record. Mel Anthony of the University of Michigan back in 65, 84 yards for the record. Tim Green brings on the SC offensive unit. Up front will be Cox at center. Briegel and Halleck are the guards, and Fitzpatrick and Rutgers an all Pac-10 tackle. The wide receivers are Norman, who has caught a pass in 22 consecutive games, and the speed Timmy Ware. 2 tight ends will be used, Cormier and Boyer. Green at quarterback, Pola the blocking back or fullback, and Crutcher the 1,000-yard runner. Crutcher on first down, and he is met smartly after a 1-yard gain as the defense of the Buckeyes, led by Fred Ritter, 90, and Chris Spielman, 36. Here is that defensive unit. Giuliani at the nose. Morrill and Crecelius complete the front 3. Lee, Johnson, Pepper Johnson, 98, leads the team in tackles. Spielman, a freshman, and Cummerow. Rogan and White are 2 freshmen at the corners. Hill and Gordon at safety. Second and a long 8. Crutcher again to the 27, 3 yards short of a first down. Crecelius, an academic All-American, 97, made the play.
Looking back at that lineup, 2 people we like to highlight. They both wear number 11. Green, the quarterback, not expected to play much this year, and he is Green. He's very volatile. Some days he has streaks that are hot, other days he falls apart. On the other side, Steve Hill, who's come in to replace Terry White, who was left at home. The 11 is supposed to be lucky, but it may be unlucky for one of those gentlemen today.
Well, here's Green, 11, pitching for the first time, but Crutcher breaks a tackle inside for a first down to about the 34. Very nearly caught for a loss, but he turns it into a 7-yard gain as Darrell Lee, 95, who grew up right in the shadows of the campus in Columbus, Ohio, made the play.
Well, number 11, Green, looking outside, left-handed quarterback, drops it over the top. Crutcher gets a hold of it. He knows what to do with it. He gets tackled before he gets back to the line, but dives forward for the first down.
Grew up within walking distance of the Rose Bowl. Went to Blair High School, did Crutcher, here in Pasadena. Pola, 35, 40, and Kennedy Pola has what appears to be a first down at the 44-yard line. Kennedy Pola, born on November 22nd, 1963 in America, Samoa, and named after John Kennedy, assassinated on that birthday. Pola is 6'2" and 230.
Dick, they said when the nurse came in and to report on the birth of their son, she also told them about the death of Kennedy, and in honor of the slain president, he was named right on the spot.
It is a first down for the Trojans, so they have back-to-back first downs, trailing 3-0, 10-21 remaining in the first quarter.
And they just helped Steve Hill, number 11, off the field. I don't know whether he was shaken up on that play or dumped on the ground, but he has come off to the sideline.
And that injury comes at a weak spot already with Terry White, the top deep back, left at home for disciplinary reasons. Now Hill injured, so 3, Jim Palmer has replaced Hill. Green off play action. Down the middle, Norman, first down at the Buckeye 37. Hank Norman, the junior from Long Beach Poly High School, has the first reception of the day, and that's 23 straight games that Norman has caught a pass.
Norman expected to be the big gun in the offensive show today if they go to the air. Right here, long strides, gets in the seam of the defense between the 2 defenders. Excellent job. Green is a left-handed quarterback. He drops here like a right-handed quarterback. Now watch, right at the end, he shifts over to the left side to throw. A lot of wasted motion in that drop.
First down, Crutcher hit hard as he crosses the 35-yard line. A short gain before Dave Morrill from Centerville, Ohio, the defensive right tackle, can make the stop. 3 yards for Crutcher. He played in this stadium 5 times, the Rose Bowl, did Crutcher in high school. His team never winning here. And there's the all-time list. What great runners for SC. White, Allen, Davis, Ricky Bell, O.J., Mike Garrett, Clarence Davis, and Crutcher 8th on that list, and he's a junior. Only Pola this time behind Green in a passing set. Throwing open down the middle and incomplete to the tight end Joe Cormier, junior, number 85. Sonny Gordon on the coverage for the Buckeyes.
SC will use what they call an H-back or a Z-back, and that is Cormier, number 85, coming in motion from the side, from the wing, even out of the backfield, trying to confuse the offense, but not difficult these days for defenses to pick that up. They see a great deal of that. Cormier, though, is an excellent athlete. did a good job of getting open on that play, but Tim Green unable to reach him with the pass.
SC will go with 3 tight ends in this set. Boyer, Cormier, and 89 Eric McKee. That's Cormier in motion. Incomplete to Cormier. And so the Trojan drive has stalled. Let's see if they go for the long field goal. Yes, they will. Steve Jordan comes in, his longest ever, 53 yards. The number 42 on all the helmets of the SC players in memory of Ricky Bell. Tragically passed away at the age of 29. Finished second to Tony Dorsett for the Heisman back in the 70s. There's Bell, his wife, and his mother are here at the Rose Bowl today to cheer on the Trojans. It's a 51-yard chance by Jordan. It is good! So the all-time record place kicker at USC, Steve Jordan, the senior from San Francisco, nails a 51-yard attempt, and we have a tie game.
Jordan, the 3rd kicker in a row for SC from Reardon High School, behind his brother and Eric Kipp, and he nailed that one soccer style, dropping comfortably over the bar. And does that make the young man happy?
He's in the record book. That's the longest in Rose Bowl history, breaking Steve Horowitz's 48-yard field goal in 71. Right on it. Hey. Good going, Jack. Jack, right on that record book. Keep that old record book alive.
Let's see. Bill? Maybe he's all right. Bill, all right back there?
51. First one was 21.
Oh, that's great.
We'll do the Byers thing. I mean, we're going to do a thing with our hands here, showing the. Let's see how we were going to do it this.
Up into here, yeah.
Well, that doesn't really show a lot. What if I shook hands here with it? Shake it. Yeah, just kind of really swallow it on me. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, do one of those. Again, a Happy New Year from Pasadena. One of the things, whenever you meet Merlin Olsen, that impresses you immediately is the size of that big paw of his, and yet you were impressed earlier this week.
I shook hands with Keith Byers, and Byers' hands are bigger than mine.
That's hard to
now.
believe.
His feet are size 14. Now I got him by one size there, but his hands are bigger, and that's one of the reasons he's such a great receiver. Just that ball just disappears into those big palms of his.
Well, he has the hands and feet ready down at the goal line for Ohio State, as Jordan, who has just set a Rose Bowl record with a 51-yard field goal, will kick it off for Southern California. 8:52 remaining in the first period. It's to Woolridge at the 3. And he avoids disaster after the bobble and is able to get back to the 15-yard line.
This is a game of excitement, and the first excitement of the scoring kind for SC, of course, on that long kick from ground level. You watch that ball up, and look, just nips its way over the top. 51 yards. I think it could have been good from another 5 out, Dick. He put some foot into that one.
Well, Jordan's father, Bernard, who is Scottish-born and taught his sons how to play soccer, has to be proud of the way he delivered that soccer-style long boomer. It's tied at 3, ball at the 15. Byers. At the 15, he gets a yard or two at best. 97. Brent Moore, a junior from San Marin High School up in the Bay Area, made the hit.
Artie Gigantino, the defensive coordinator for the SC Trojans, said we have to do 2 things to stop Byers. We've got to be tough right at the point of attack. A lot of people flying to the ball, but we can't over-pursue because Byers is so good at cutting back against the grain.
Both wide receivers to the left, Lanise way out to the left, and Chris Carter, the freshman. to Byers. Wide open on this side is Carter, the freshman, out of bounds at the 24-yard line. That'll be close to a first down. Carter, from a very talented family, number 2. He's from Middletown, Ohio. That'll ring a bell for you long-standing Ohio State fans. That's where Jerry Lucas grew up and then went on to the Buckeye campus. And Carter's brother, Butch, elected to go to Indiana, where he didn't play football. He played basketball for Bobby Knight, and an All-American he was, and still starring in the NBA. Chris is only a freshman, 6'3" and 184.
The thing that impressed me in watching him in practice is he has tremendous body control, just great coordination and balance.
3rd and 1. Guess who is behind Tom Zach? There he is. Byers fighting for the first down at the 26. Keith Biggers, number 17, in on the play for the Trojans. So the Ohio State fans located down to our left at the far end of the field from where the play is currently, waving the pom-poms. That great Ohio State band serenading this huge crowd in Pasadena as Tom Zach has them out of the huddle. Woolridge in the game, and he has blasts all the way to the 43-yard line. First down. Woolridge, a junior from Akron. 17 yards for him on his initial Rose Bowl carry.
Looking back from the end zone, you'll have a chance to feel the explosiveness of that play. Number 25, John Woolridge, backs up Byers at that tailback spot. And believe it or not, Dick, he has a cracked vertebrae, and he's going to have surgery after this season is over. Actually, a disc problem, and they'll go in and fix him after this season is over.
He's rushed for 613 yards this year, a 5.8 average. Gets the call again for short yardage to the 45-yard line. Dwayne Bickett from nearby Glendale, California, an All-American linebacker, led the team in tackles behind the line of scrimmage, 9, and had 6 sacks this year. Made the tackle for Southern California. Woolridge comes out after a couple of carries, and Byers is back in. Tied at 3, midway through the first quarter in Pasadena. What a game in the Fiesta. UCLA 39, Miami 37. Tom Zach a lot of time. Now he's flushed out and throws the ball away. Mike Lanise was the nearest Buckeye as pressure coming from Bickett.
Bickett very quick and agile in on top of quarterback. You see him looking to the sideline now. The Ohio Buckeyes send their plays in from the sideline, usually with the wide receivers. Glenn Mason, their offensive coordinator.